The application process wasn't that hard, as long as you have all the requirements and data that is needed for the application, then you're good to go. In all universities, we have a student representative, and they help a lot in providing information for people in our university group so that we could always be updated about documents that we need to upload and what are the things that we're gonna do next. Because I live in Manado, I had to go to Jakarta 3 days before the flight to Hungary. I went there early so that I could be more prepared instead of coming there a day before. Then I would have to rush things like PCR tests or buy essential things to bring and many more. The most difficult process for me that I've been through is when we were preparing for applying our visa. So at that time, I was out of the country and there was a time difference, which is 12 hours. It was hard for me because I had to attend IISMA meetings in the middle of the night, and I also often miss some notifications in our group. But thankfully, we have an SR, or student representative, which helped me a lot during that time in providing informations, and he also helped me in preparing my visa application. We arrived in a beautiful city called Budapest. From Budapest, we had to take a bus in order to get to Pécs. After arriving in Pécs, I was so stunned by the city. It was a cute little town that had a lot of beautiful places to visit, from lakes to hills and old architectures. There were a lot of parks, and the city was very neat and clean. I couldn't wait to start studying there. There are a few of culture shocks that I experienced there. For an example, unlike Indonesia, people in Pécs, they prefer to walk rather than drive to go to places, or take the bus. The second one is the food is sometimes too bland for me as an Indonesian who eats food that has a lot of spices in it. But in order to overcome those differences that we experience there, all we have to do is first, we don't have to whine about it. And second, we have to stop comparing things that we do back in our country with things we do in our university there. And last one is for sure, we have to learn to accept new things. It is important for us to know how to place ourselves, how to act in different situations, and learn how to adjust and go with it, instead of being ignorant and not wanting to accept changes. Our schedule was already put together by the university, like all the informations we needed, the courses, the classroom spots, and also the time. It was very fun for me to study there. The style of how the lecturer presents the material is different than how it is done by lecturers in Indonesia. The class there was more interactive. We get to have a discussion with the lecturer, and it made me and my friends feel that our opinions is appreciated, and it made us more confident since the lecturer would help us and correct us if we don't understand the materials and talk freely about it in class. After a few classes, of course we had to face a midterm and final exam. We did our exams mostly using our laptops. We had to do the exam online, but we still went to the university. Sometimes the exams are essays, sometimes quizzes, and there is also an oral exam. Preparing or studying for the exam was actually fun, because what me and my friends would do is that we would study in our own rooms first, but then afterwards, we would gather in one room to discuss and learn together about the materials for the exam. By studying abroad, I get to meet a lot of people with different upbringings, helping me widen my horizons and broaden up my mind. In addition, the best way for you to experience another culture is also to immerse yourself in it. And the ideal way to do that is by living in another country. Studying abroad also helps us to learn new languages, and it made me appreciate other cultures, and also helped me overcome challenges of living in another country and gain a greater understanding of the world. I'm officially IISMA biased because it's been an amazing and a life-changing experience for me, and I'm very grateful that I was given this amazing opportunity. So for all of you out there, be bold to go abroad.